gotta see it before you can see it. You gotta think it before you can think it. Welcome to the manifestation, baby.
Come ride with me.
Cadillac dreams when thoughts get calm and candy, baby.
Cadillac dreams rolling through my mind. White wall wheels on a gold sunshine.
Shining.
If you can see it, you can make it yours in time.
Time and time.
Cadillac dreams, yeah, them thoughts gon' ride.
That's right. Woke up with a vision, park it in my middle driveway. Feeling like fate, valet my blessings in a flyway. Pocket change ideas, turn the bankroll reality. Manifest destiny, southern hospitality. King and pie ambition with a side of grind. If you plant the right thought, baby, fruit gon' shine. Ain't no hocus pocus, just focus and motion. Turn my notebook scribbles into wheels in slow motion.
Cadillac dreams rolling through my mind. White wall wheels on a gold sunshine.
Shining.
If you can see it, you can make it yours in time.
Time and time.
Cadillac dreams, yeah, them thoughts gon' ride. That's right.
I was broke, but my brain had a trust fund.
Thanks.
Invested in belief, now the profit weigh a ton, son. Hood alchemy, thoughts, flip bricks to blessing.
Flip it.
Turn ramen into salmon, croquettes in seconds. Every setback, just a scene in the movie.
Keep rolling.
I'm writing the script, the universe co-directing with me truly.
Amen.
Ain't no limit to the picture I can paint.
No limit.
Got my paintbrush in my mind and my frame ain't fame. Dreaming like a Cadillac, riding through the wheels fall.
Yeah, Wagwan. This is Sports Time Zone. I'm your host, yours truly, brother. I know I'm seeing out of the building, holding it down. Solo. My producer Q the Beat couldn't make it. My co-host TZ Dave couldn't make it, but you know what? But y'all still got yours truly. I'm holding it down. Make sure y'all hit that like, share, subscribe. I'm the only podcast. We are the only podcast bringing you different generations of sports takes and other topics. In case y'all ain't did so yet, make sure y'all also follow us on IG sportstime_zone. For those of y'all who catch us later on the YouTube rewatch, make sure y'all keep dropping them comments. Make sure y'all keep sharing the video. Make sure y'all keep showing love real good. And I definitely, on behalf of my co-host TZ Dave, who ain't here, he definitely appreciate it. That's Gen Z. You know y'all Gen Zers, y'all YNs, y'all got a whole different way of thinking and different logic. But salute to y'all anyway. Also, shout out to my boy Diesel. That track that y'all just heard, Cadillac Dreams, is by Diesel Greasel. Y'all can make sure y'all holler at that. Y'all grab that on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, every platform that music is available. Make sure y'all support, make sure y'all show love, and make sure y'all go and grab that. We got a dope show. I got a lot of stuff that I'm gonna get into, but I'm gonna keep it moving real quick because we want to keep the time limit going, and we want to make sure that we get through all of the topics. First and foremost, I gotta say, this was a good weekend for my hometown. This was just a good week, period, for my hometown of Miami. The Hurricanes, the Dolphins, the Miami Heat, all of my boys did their thing. I'm real proud of Miami. All my home teams won. So that's why I want to call this one Miami wins everything, because Miami definitely won everything. Starting off with my Miami Hurricanes. I know I came down on y'all on Freestyle Friday. I know if y'all was here, y'all watched us on Friday with me and Kelvo. I went in on my Canes because we lost to two unranked teams. The two losses that we got this year were against teams that's not even ranked. So I was, along with other Hurricane fans, we wasn't too happy about that. I'm still not happy about it, to be honest with you, because ain't no reason we should have lost to them two teams. But anyway, we still got to hold those L's for losing to those two teams. But we bounced back real big against NC State. We came in there and put belt to ass and beat them like we were supposed to do. So Shout out to my Hurricanes. It's still a good chance, even with the 2 L's, that we can get into the playoffs, in the college football playoffs. We just got to win out. We can't lose no more games. And then we got to win the ACC championship. We got to win the ACC, which is a realistic possibility considering I think we better than all the rest of the teams in the ACC. So we can do this. We just got to win the ACC championship, and then we get that automatic bid into the playoffs. So I think even though my Hurricanes lost 2 games against unranked teams, we can still get in there and prove the haters wrong and win and get into the playoff. Shout out to all of y'all haters. I seen a lot of y'all haters on Facebook, on Instagram, and all that talking about, oh yeah, y'all, the you think y'all back, y'all ain't back, especially you Florida State Seminole fans. I can't stand the Seminoles, and I can't stand sometimes y'all fans want to act like, just because the Hurricanes lose a couple of games, y'all want to celebrate and pull your pom-poms out, and y'all want to get happy because y'all celebrating another team's demise. That's because y'all trash. If y'all wasn't so trash, then y'all wouldn't have to hate on other teams that's doing good when they lose. So hold that L, Florida State. Hold that L, Florida Gators. Hold that L, all of y'all other hating ass teams that want to hate on my Hurricanes. Y'all going to see us in the playoffs. Y'all will see us. We are going to win out, and we are going to win the ACC. So y'all know it's all about the U. Miami wins everything. Y'all see it right there. So not only did my Hurricanes take care of business and put us in good position to get into the playoffs, but I was also kind of surprised at my Miami Heat. My Miami Heat took care of business on the New York Knicks. I love talking about this one because the New York Knicks and the Miami Heat got a big-time rival. Speaking of that, shout out to KE Creations who hooked me up with this lovely Miami Heat. I know y'all see it. Let me stand up so y'all can really see what it say, Black Excellence. Miami Heat customized shirt, courtesy of KE Creations. Y'all holla at KE if y'all looking for that work. But getting back to my Miami Heat, we had just lost the game to the New York Knicks prior to this. We beat them the first time. Then the second time, they beat us. And now this third time, we came back and we took care of business in this game. I was happy to say this. Now, before I even get started, a lot of y'all haters out there is like, but Noopsy, last year you were saying you didn't like the coach for the Miami Heat and you wanted him to be fired and all of that. Yeah, I did say that because last year he was coaching. I don't know what the hell he was doing with his rotations. He was playing the smallest lineups. The matchups weren't looking right. He had small people. He just loved the small lineup. He didn't have nobody in the game that was over 6'9". Nobody bigger than Bam Adebayo he wanted to give any minutes to. But this year, I've noticed that kid Khalil Ware, our new young center, Coach Spo, you must have been watching my show. Coach Spo must have been watching my show, dog, because I've been telling you for the last 2 seasons that you need to start playing a bigger lineup, and you finally listen. And what happens when you listen? We end up beating the New York Knicks. Now, let's talk about it. Our new center, Khalil Ware, I'm proud of this young man. He came in with 16 points and 14 rebounds. That is a double-double, along with a game-winning block on Karl Anthony Towns. Yeah, the same Karl Anthony that y'all New York Knicks fan love bragging about, who sometimes he can act a little questionable with some of the sounds and the whining and the crying and the complaining that he be doing, which you too damn big to be crying like that. You're too big to be complaining. Every time he get fouled, that was a foul. Oh my God. Like what kind of how does a 7-foot person say, oh my God, with a hard D at the end? Who says that? But anyway, back to that. You're 7'1", 7'2", and you got took to school by Khalil Ware, our new young center, who blocked your shot at the end of the game to seal the win and seal the victory. Shout out to salute to him. Also, Norman Powell. Norman Powell came through with his 19 points. We didn't really need too much. It was balanced. Nobody on our team really had a crazy high-scoring game, but it was good enough to beat the Knicks. And when we beat the Knicks, I'm very happy. So Noomsi Noom is happy about that. All of my people in New York, cousin Noomsi, my boy Dwayne, my boy LP, my boy Kev from the New York Knicks podcast, all of y'all, hold that L. Hold the L, hold it. Y'all gonna have to hold that L to the very end. Also, shout out to my chats, Lena Parker. I see you. Louisiana in the building. I appreciate you. Continue to show love and keep showing support. Yo, if y'all watching, even if y'all just jump in and step in for a minute, make sure y'all say something. Drop a comment, drop a like, give your boy some love. So shout out to y'all. But I was really happy about that. The New York Knicks, y'all got to hold that L. Don't be complaining about the refs. Don't be complaining about y'all didn't get calls. Don't be complaining about, but Noomsy, Jalen Brunson wasn't even playing. Well, guess what? We had two of our best players who wasn't playing. Bam Adebayo wasn't playing, and Tyler Hero wasn't playing. And we got a team full of role players, and we out there and we rolled y'all ass. We beat y'all ass up out of Miami. Y'all try to come down a little section of the arena, and y'all swear that y'all come and run Miami. You know, run a blood clot. So hold that L, New York. All of y'all, hold that L. And I love to say it. Shout out to also Fontecchio. I like his game. This cat, we got this cat from the Detroit Pistons. What up, though? What up, though, D? All my people in Detroit. Thank you for letting us get Fontecchio, and thank you for taking bum-ass Duncan Robinson off our hands. So now we got a player who can shoot, who can play defense, and he got some size to him. So shout out to Fontecchio. I liked his game, and I love to see Jaime Jaquez Jr. I don't know too many Mexicans in the NBA, but this cat, Jaime Jaquez Jr., has been balling. He is a candidate for Sixth Man of the Year. He came through with 13 points. So again, nobody really had an explosive game for us, but that's the style of play that we have. And then shout out to Coach Spoelstra, who finally listened to your boy Noomsy. He finally decided to play bigger players in a bigger lineup and give Khalil Ware some opportunities to go out there and show out, and he did that. And y'all can thank Noomsy for that, because if it wasn't for Noomsy, he wouldn't have did it. So shout out to me for even saying that. So yeah, all of y'all who counted my heat out, now y'all got to hold the L too. And y'all can holler at us when we in the playoffs, because we will be a playoff team this year. I can feel it. I can see it. This team look like we serious. I ain't going to say, we about to win it all. I ain't no delusional Cowboy fan or no delusional Laker fan or no delusional Knicks fan who thinks every single year it's your year. Every year we're going to win a championship. I ain't saying that, but I am saying that I feel like we can win. We can at least get in the playoffs. We're going to be a winning team this year, and I like what I see. We still got Bam coming back. We still got Tyler Hero coming back. So these two guys come back and give us anything, it's going to be huge. It's going to be real huge. Now, also, I was saving this one when my Miami Dolphins came through, and they did their thing too. Now, Dolphins, I ain't going to lie. I still feel like our coach got to go. Coach McDaniels, even though we got that win, I did not like the way we won it. Not going to make it. If we think that the way we played against the Washington Commanders and barely beat them and barely won that game, if we think that that's going to be sustainable to get us through the rest of the season and win the playoffs, look, whatever it is that our coach is snorting is strong as hell. Like, because there ain't no way in hell that I think that style of play is sustainable. First of all, we beat the Washington Commanders. The Commanders are almost as bad as we are. They're 3-8. And then we played the game. It wasn't even in America, ladies and gentlemen. We played that game in Spain. The game was in Spain, Barcelona. I was up at like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning watching that game because, overseas, their time is a little bit later. So I had to get up super early just to watch that game. But we played them in Barcelona. Also, we played against a team that did not have their starting quarterback. So the Washington Commanders were playing without Jaden Daniels, their star quarterback. He was hurt. So they had Mariota. I'm sorry, I don't want to pronounce the Polynesian brother's name. Shout out to all my Polynesians, all my Hawaiians, all my Samoans, Islanders, and all y'all. Salute to y'all. Y'all got some good food, and they can barbecue too. If y'all ain't never had no Polynesian barbecue, y'all gotta try that. But Shout out to Mariota. He did his thing too, but it wasn't good enough against my Dolphins. But I can't get too happy about that because, again, it was the Washington Commanders. So it's not like we really beat a team that can make me feel comfortable about the win. Now, what I am happy about is our running back, Devon Achane. He gave us 21 carries for 120 yards, a $120. So that means we gave him the ball 21 times, and he ended up getting 120 yards out of those 21 carries. So I don't know. Y'all at home, good mathematicians, if somebody gets 21 carries and they get 121 yards, I'm not the greatest mathematician in the world, but that's pretty good numbers. So I'm really proud of Devon Achane, but he's been good pretty much all season. It's not really a down period that he's had. He's been that one bright spot in the season throughout all of the madness that we've gone through. So I like that. But what I'm not happy about is some of the coaching decisions made by our coked up coach. This guy, all right, this guy, it's the end of the fourth quarter. Now, I know a lot of y'all don't know too much about football. That's why I love this show, so I can explain it. And I don't have a problem with explaining it. I love explaining it. The fourth quarter, the very last quarter of the game, which means the game is about to be over here. We're tied. The score is tied at this point. We are at the goal line. That means we are just 2 yards away from scoring. Now, at this point, the clock is winding down. There's only like a minute, maybe a minute left in this game, and the score is tied. It is fourth down. That means it's do or die. If we don't score on this play, then it's over, and Washington takes over right there from that spot. And they have an opportunity to win the game with the score tied if we don't score. Now it's fourth down with less than a minute to go. All we need is a field goal. All we got to do is send our field goal kicker out there, kick a little 15, 10-yard field goal, whatever it is, game over. But what does our coked up ass coach decide to do? He decides to go for it. What in a blood clot, man. I'm looking around, like I swear to God, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I'm sure it was a lot of profanity involved, and I threw some things at the TV. I shout out to whoever is next door who actually heard me, because I know your boy, I was losing it. I mean, I'm talking about full out Jamaican style cuss out the blood clot, man. I was going nuts. Now, there's still a chance that he could score and get the touchdown, but why would you do that? What is the logic? Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all know anything about football, drop in the comments. If it's fourth and goal and all you need is a field goal to win, would you go for it, or would you kick the field goal? What would you do? Well, I'll tell you what our cocaine, I'm telling you, they must got some of that puree over there in Spain. They got that pure coke, because he must have took a bump of his life, and he was skied out of his mind because he decides to send our quarterback out there on fourth and goal when we all game long, we have not been getting any push on the offensive line. We have not been able to gain much traction. Yeah, Devon Achane had a $120, but most of that was on longer runs, not on short runs. Anyway, make a long story longer, he decides to send the quarterback out there. We go for it on fourth down, and they stop us. We got stopped on the goal line on fourth down and goal with a chance to win the game in regulation. So what happens? We got stopped. The score remains tied. And by the grace of God, our defense was able to hold them boys up and keep them from scoring and winning the game. So we ended up going into overtime. So in overtime, God was shining his graces upon us in Spain. I don't know. Maybe he heard my pleas. Maybe he said, you know what? I'm not going to have Noomsi go and wreck up and mash up the place there. I don't want Noomsi, his neighbors, call the police on him and have him go away for for just disturbing the peace, because it would have been some slow singing and flower bringing if we did not win in overtime. By the grace of God, we ended up winning that game in overtime. So the coach, your job is safe for now, but I swear for God, if we did not win that game in overtime and we had a chance to win it with a field goal in regulation, that coach would have got fired before he even got his ass on the plane to get back to Miami. You wouldn't have made it to Miami, coach. You would have had to purchase your own ticket and fly back to Miami on your own dime. Ain't no way in hell you lose that game that way, especially the way you've been coaching all year. If you would have lost that would have been a wrap right there in Spain, and you would have just been out there with the strippers in Spain doing lines of coke out there with them boys and whatever it is you wanted to do. But your time in Miami would have been done. You would have been done, because I'm not going to make it. And not going to make it by coaching like that. So by the hairs of your chinny chin chin, and by the grace of God and Noomsi's prayers, we ended up winning in overtime. So shout out to my Miami Dolphins. I said all that to say I'm happy that we won. And people be like, but Noomsi, you always going against your team. You think it. Look, listen, let me tell y'all something. I'm a sports podcaster. I'm from Miami, and I love my Miami Heat. I love my Dolphins, and I love my Hurricanes. But when I make my picks, when I pick who I think is going to win the game, I'm picking who I think is going to win the game. Not who I want to win, like some of y'all delusional ass people who y'all just, no matter who your team is, you don't care if y'all could be playing against Jesus Christ himself. Y'all still going to pick your team because you that loyal. Cowboy fans, Knicks fans, that y'all do stuff like that. But when Noomsi come out here and say, you know what? I love my Dolphins, but I just don't think we're going to win this game. Y'all be like, oh, Noomsi's a traitor. He just be switching out on y'all. Shut up your bumbleclad, man. Y'all ain't going to bully me into picking the wrong team. If I feel like my team ain't going to win, I'm going to say, look, I don't think we're going to win this game. I'm a realist. That's the difference between me and the difference between y'all. I'm a realist. Y'all delusional. So y'all stay in y'all delusional ass bubble world and let Noomsi rock out. By the way, I did pick the Dolphins to win this game. So shout out to me on that one once again. So we did pull that victory out, and shout out to me. Jalen Waddle, he had 52 yards. A-Chain, like I said, he had 45 yards receiving, but $120 on the ground. Julian Hill, he did his thing with 14 yards. But Tua Bombo Vailoa. Tua, look, man, 14 for 20, 171 yards, no touchdowns, not going to make it. Your QBR was 28.6. 28.6. That's your QBR. Your passer rating was 96. So, yeah, I guess you can get away with that. But he's another guy. If we would have lost that game, he might have had to find his way back to Miami, too. Both you and Coach McDaniel would have been out in them strip clubs in Spain trying to figure it out and sort out your life and try to figure out what you're going to do with yourself, because football probably ain't in your cards. And I still don't think that football is in either of y'all cards beyond this season, barring y'all turn this around and try to make this into the playoffs. If we went out and get into the playoffs, then you know what? I will graciously and gladly come on here and apologize to all y'all. I'll stop calling Coach McDaniels a cokehead. I'll stop telling Tua that he trash. I'll stop doing all of that. But y'all got to prove me wrong first. Shout out to Sonia Johnson, Louisiana in the building. Appreciate you. Now, enough about them Dolphins. Enough about them Hurricanes. Enough about them Heat. Y'all know Miami won everything. So, again, salute and shout out there. Now, another story that happened that I watched over the weekend was something that I've been waiting to see for quite some time. I've been waiting to see the number one who I felt should have been a top draft pick, a top 5 draft pick, Shedeur Sanders, come out there and get his chance to play. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, Shedeur Sanders is Deion Sanders' son. He got drafted in the NFL draft. He should have been drafted much higher than he was, but he slid all the way down to like the 5th round, which is crazy work. To me, I just feel like the NFL, the managers, the owners, they just don't like him for whatever reason. I think it has a lot to do with his dad because they don't like his dad. So because of that, they don't like him. But they couldn't deny his body of work in college. He was one of the best top 3 college quarterbacks coming out of that draft. So for him to fall that far down, it was some kind of conspiracy work. Y'all can't tell Numsi no different than that. It was a conspiracy. And then when he finally does get drafted, his coach puts him on the bench and buries him behind like 3 other quarterbacks and would not let him play. Even in practice, they would not let him practice with the starters. He was named the backup quarterback a couple of weeks ago. And the backup quarterback normally gets at least 20%, some people say 10%, somewhere between 10 to 20% of the plays they let him play with the starters. Just in case the starting quarterback gets hurt, they want the backup quarterback to have some kind of relationship with the starting players. So that way, if he gets thrown into the action, he's not out there like a deer in headlights with no momentum, no cohesiveness, they just basically want him to have some chemistry with the players. But for some reason, Shedeur and this coach would not allow Shedeur to have any practice with the starters. None at all. This is unheard of. It's never been done before where a coach does not allow his backup quarterback to play with the starters. So what does that tell me? You know Numsi. Y'all know Numsi. I'll be reading between the lines. So what that tells me is if he does get the play, you want to set him up for failure. You want him to go out there cold with no chemistry, with no practice with these guys and just say, all right, well, you wanted to play, go out there and do it. No, your very first time playing. First of all, we all the way, dang it, almost to the end of the season. We're getting close to like the crunch time of the season. And you haven't given this guy not one snap all season, not one snap all year. And then you don't allow him to practice at all with the starters. So you want him to come in cold when he has an opportunity. You want him to struggle. You want him to have to get it out the mud. And you want to basically set him up for failure. Stefanski, who's the coach of the Cleveland Browns, you got to hold that L. You got to hold that L because for these last couple of weeks, you knew it was a chance that your starting quarterback was going to get hurt. So why not prepare your backup, Shedeur Sanders, with the adequate amount of chemistry with the starters? You did that on purpose. You ain't fooling me. You probably fooling other people, but you ain't fooling me. I know why you did it. So anyway, let's fast forward. Shedeur finally gets in the game. The starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns got hurt. Dylan Gabriel, or whatever his name is, he's trash. I mean, I'm going to call him trash, but he ain't that good. He ain't good enough to just, he's our starting guy and we're going to build our team around him. He ain't that kind of good, but that's what they did. So he started, he got hurt. Now they have no choice but to throw Shedeur in the game. Now, mind you, this is against the Baltimore Ravens. Those of y'all that don't know, the Baltimore Ravens, they were struggling a little bit this year, but they're still a solid team. Their defense ain't what it used to be, but you throw a rookie quarterback who ain't never had no kind of experience at all. You just throw him in there cold with no reps in practice with the starting players, and you think that Baltimore defense wasn't ready to tee off on his ass? It was almost like they set that man up. I'm watching the game. Shedeur finally gets in there, and he comes in there with confidence. He's hyped up. You know, he running there. He's talking to his teammates. He like, yeah, we about to go in here. Yeah, y'all know what this is. Yo, Shedeur, he got the gold chain on and all that. He about to come in there. You know, he's his father's son. So you know he got confidence. Confidence ain't nothing that he lacked. So he comes in there with the supreme confidence. But what I saw happen after that, I low-key felt sorry for the brother. that defense was teeing off on his ass. He was running for his life. That Baltimore defense, they was blitzing. They was sending corner blitzes. They was rushing the house. They was bringing a house at them. They ain't give. And then the offensive line for Cleveland, them boys looked like they was just laying down. They was letting the defense get to Shedeur and tear his head off. One of those hits, they hit Shedeur so hard on one of those hits. That man laid on the ground he laid on the ground so long, they went to commercial and came back from commercial, and he was just now getting up. I was like, good Lord, what's going on? Why they hitting this man so hard? And he threw a couple of errant passes. You know, some of his timing was off. He wasn't able to get the ball where he needed to get it to. You know, he made some bad decisions. He took a sack where he ran damn near halfway back. He lost a whole bunch of yards. It was just looking bad for Shedeur. And it led me to believe that if he had any kind of reps with the starters, or if he had any kind of experience or giving him some chances to play earlier, then it wouldn't have looked that bad. But he didn't play that great. And even with that, Baltimore still almost lost. Cleveland still had a chance to win that game. They almost pulled it off. I mean, I know towards the end, Baltimore pulled away and they kind of made the game look a little bit more lopsided than it really was, but there were some bright spots for Shedeur. He did complete a couple of big passes. He did look poised. He showed that when he has time to throw the ball, if you give him time, you give him a clean pocket where he can utilize his strength, which his strength is his decision-making and his patience and his poise, and you give him that kind of time that he can get the ball there. But the problem is, most of the time, he didn't have no time. Like, it's 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi crack, 1 Mississippi crack, 0 Mississippi bomb. Like, they was knocking his head off before he even really had a chance to get back, get his feet set, or do much of anything. So I think as time progresses, we'll see him improve. Maybe the offensive line will block more for him. Maybe now that the starting quarterback is hurt, the coach is going to have no choice but to let Shedeur practice with the starters. So let's see how he looks after a full week of practice with the starters. They got another game coming up next week. Let's see how that looks. I don't want to assess a quarterback off of his very first start when he's just thrown into the action the way that it was. And I explained to y'all, how he was kind of set up for failure, giving that man no reps in practice with the starters, putting him in there cold out of the blue. You're putting him against a defense like Baltimore's that they come in for his head. And it was a recipe for disaster from the start. So Shedeur Sanders, I just want to say I'm proud of you, bro. You went in there, keep your head high. I know your confidence ain't down because I know who your dad is. And you got a good group of people around you that's going to support you and continue to wish success upon you. So let's see how you look next week. I'm going to give you a pass on this week because I don't think you were prepared, not because of your own fault, but because of the ineptitude of your coach. Coach Stefanski, shame on you. Coach Stefanski, you the one who got to hold this L more than anybody because you did not prepare your quarterback for success. So for that reason, Shedeur, I want to see what happens next week with your next game. So shout out to you. Now, moving along to our topic here. This next topic, I wanted to get this off too, because a lot of people also make sure y'all hit the like, share, subscribe. Shout out to all of y'all that's in the comments and just showed up right now. I wanted to talk a little bit about this Patrick Beverley situation. I ain't gonna spend too much time on it, but I do want to talk about it because it was a little bit disturbing. Some of the things that I've been seeing on social media and some of the stuff that I've been hearing about the whole situation. For those of y'all who don't know, here are the facts that we know for sure. Can't speak on what we don't know. All we can speak on is what we do know. And what we do know is Patrick Beverley, former NBA basketball player, was arrested for assault. I believe it was some kind of assault on his younger sister. Now, I know people's thinking when they first see that, they're like, oh my God, because y'all see his face plastered all over social media. You see the mug shot. Because one thing that social media is going to do is when a brother gets into any kind of trouble, you're going to see that mug shot. you're gonna see that mugshot plastered everywhere. And ironically, it's by your own people, which I ain't even gonna get into that. But what we do know is he was arrested for having some kind of altercation with his sister. Now, the reason behind this altercation is his sister is a minor, and apparently she was caught with an adult man. Yes, she's a minor, and he caught her with an adult man. And I guess people say he's an overprotective big brother. Some people say he was just trying to protect his sister. But he apparently put hands in some kind of way on his sister for catching her with a grown man. Now, we don't know all the details. What they are saying, though, is that the little sister, who again is a minor, she's a minor, is coming out saying that he choked her, he lifted her off the ground, he threatened to, do things to her, and he's saying all of these hurtful, hateful things to her, according to her. Now, again, she's a minor. What I've also heard on the flip side is that Patrick Beverly was really just trying to keep his sister from going down this path of being with older men. Basically, what he's saying, he's trying to keep his sister from being the H. I ain't gonna say it because y'all ain't finna cancel me. That's one thing about y'all. Y'all be waiting for Noomsy to say something crazy so y'all can cancel me, and gonna happen. So anyway, they saying that he was trying to keep his sister from being an H, and in doing so, he got a little bit aggressive with her, which, to be quite honest, sometimes in this day and age and in this generation, in this era, the way that these YNs and these younger people are moving, they don't have anybody who cares enough to put their foot down. They don't have nobody to stop them from going and being with grown men, or stop them from going on social media and showing their bodies and doing all of this kind of wild stuff that they be doing online. So Patrick Beverly, if it's true what they say, that you did put hands on her and you did choke her and you spazzed out and went crazy like that, ain't nobody condoning that. But let's keep it a buck here. Black men are the most falsely accused people in America. So am I going to automatically assume that just because this minor said that he put hands on me and he did this, and then social media is taking it and running with it, and he's guilty of those things? If anything, I'm almost to think none of it's true. As many times as successful brothers are falsely accused of something, and it comes out later that, okay, it was fabricated, or it was stretched, or this didn't really happen that way. Maybe he did this, but he didn't do all that. Am I just supposed to automatically assume that he did that? No, I'm not. Y'all can crucify me, but you're not going to cancel me because I ain't say nothing crazy. But I am going to say this, that in this day and age, we don't have many adult male figures that step up and assert themselves to keep their younger peers or younger siblings or younger children on a straight and narrow path. And a lot of y'all is saying what y'all want to say, but if you see your little younger minor sister going off with a grown man, y'all might lose it and flip out too. So that's all I'm going to say about that. And shame on all of y'all who are already passing judgment on the situation before y'all don't even know the full story. A lot of y'all don't even know who Patrick Beverly is. I see people who never even heard of Patrick Beverly posting his picture, and it's like, oh, what a horrible person. What y'all don't know? Yo, shut up. Y'all don't even know who he is. All y'all see is a brother's mugshot on the picture saying he did this, 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 and this, and automatically the court of public opinion slams the gavel down and he's guilty. Y'all got to stop it with that. And y'all, yeah, this is, and it's coming from our own. I ain't going to say too much more about it, but it's coming from our own. I'm going to leave it at that. I ain't got too much more to talk when it comes to that. But shout out to everybody in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel. Y'all disagree with Noomsy? I'm quite sure a lot of y'all do, but guess what? This is my show. I could say what I want to say. So I'm going to say what I want to say. But that's how I feel about that. Now, that's all I got. Now, we've come, this the part of the show normally when my boy Q the Beat, he comes through here and he gives us he gives us all of the upcoming games, and then we give our picks. For those of y'all who don't watch football, y'all don't know much about football, but y'all are a part of office pool or something like that. I'm about to help y'all out with some picks here. Shout out again to Sonya Johnson. True facts. They see a black man and the storyline automatically in their mind say they're guilty. That is exact. Somebody gets it. And I'm glad it came from a sister too. I'm glad that comment came from a sister, because a lot of what I'm seeing on social media and all of the attacks against this brother, ironically, are coming from sisters. So that's it on that. But yeah, so this is the part of the show, like I said, where we're going to break down the NFL schedule coming up this week, this coming week. And this is this installment of Who You Got. Shout out to my boy Q the Beat, who's normally here to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and run it. So this is week number 12 coming up in the NFL, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man, we got some good games. Thursday night football. The Buffalo Bills against the Houston Texans. I don't see the Houston Texans having much of a chance in this game. I love Houston. I love the city of Houston. Shout out to TSU, Texas Southern, HBCU. I went to that college. Shout out to y'all, all my people in H-Town, body rocking and shocking, holding it down. Man, hold up. Too much drink in my cup. I'ma calm down. I'ma come through. Y'all don't know about Screw music. Rest in peace, DJ Screw. But even with that being said, I got Buffalo winning that game on Thursday Night Football, so y'all mark me down for Buffalo. Sunday game, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Chicago Bears. Ooh, Aaron Rodgers is hurt. So he may not play in this game. I don't know what his status is. We got to look into that a little bit more. But just on paper, Pittsburgh Steelers against the Chicago Bears. If Aaron Rodgers can't go, I'm definitely going to pick the Bears in this game. The Bears are coming off of a big win last week. Really, it was a field goal. And they beat a trash team by a field goal. So that doesn't really put too much confidence in my heart in picking the Bears. But I'm just going based off the fact that I think Pittsburgh is going to be without their starting quarterback. So I got the Chicago Bears. New England Patriots versus the Cincinnati Bengals. In that game, that's going to be a good one. I'm going with the New England Patriots, though. The New England Patriots have been balling this year. Drake May, that quarterback, he got that team rolling. Them boys rolling. Ain't nobody think they was going to be this good, including Noomsy. I'm going to be honest. I did not see the Patriots being that good this year. But these boys are the best team record-wise. They got the best record in the NFL, and they look like they can beat anybody. Like, they're clicking on all cylinders, so I got the New England Patriots. The New York Giants against the Detroit Lions. What up, though? Shout out to all my people in the D. Shout out to TZ Dave. Shout out to my boy Diesel Greasel. All of my Detroit folks and my man Trey Coop. I can't forget you, Trey. You're my boy in Detroit. I'm taking the Detroit Lions at home. The New York Giants are trash. They are dumpster juice trash. And they playing without their quarterback, still without their running back, still without their wide receiver, and they just fired their coach. I wish we would fire our coach at some point, but that's another story. But I got the Detroit Lions winning that game. Now, this next game right here, this one right here might be the game of the week, yo. I see the Minnesota Vikings playing against the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay is just coming off a win. Minnesota, y'all started off like promising this year. I thought Minnesota actually was going to be one of the teams to come out of the out of the NFC, but it kind of fizzed out a little bit. It's going to be a good game still. I still think it'll be a good game, but I got Green Bay winning that game. I like Green Bay's defense still. Like Jordan Love, I think he's got that it factor. He just needs to get it together. He hasn't been playing like that lights out this year, but I think at the right time and the right moment, he's going to turn up. And I think this might be that moment where we might see him start to turn up. So I got Green Bay winning that game. Seattle against Tennessee. The Seattle Seahawks against the Tennessee Titans. I don't think this game is going to be that close at all. I love Cam Ward, the quarterback for Tennessee. He went to the Miami Hurricanes. Shout out to the U. And he was the #1 overall draft pick. But ain't no wide receivers in Tennessee. The team overall is just horrible. It's a horrible team, and he's still a rookie. So he still makes a lot of rookie mistakes. Still got a lot of growing to do. With that being said, Seattle is clicked. They're one of those. They're one of those NFC teams. So yeah, I got that. I got Seattle winning that. Now, Indianapolis Colts against the Kansas City Chiefs. This game right here, the Kansas City Chiefs just came off a L. Shout out again to my producer, Q the Beat, who's not here, who is a Chiefs fan, as well as my co-host, TZ Dave. He's also a Chiefs fan. Y'all both got to hold this L because shout out to me because I'm the only one who picked Denver to beat y'all. And Denver beat y'all. And now I'm going to do it again and say that the Colts are going to go into Kansas City and the Colts are going to beat y'all too. So y'all about to hold back-to-back L's. That's right. Noomsy is picking the Indianapolis Colts to beat the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead. And I know what y'all thinking, but Noomsy, Kansas City never loses 2 in a row. Well, guess what? There's a first time for everything. You know what I'm saying? The first person who smoked crack, they ain't know what crack was, but they had to smoke it for the first time to know that they liked it, and it turned them to a crackhead, and it created a whole epidemic of crackheads throughout the 80s. So guess what? I feel like Kansas City Chiefs are, oh, hold on. Oh, just right on time. Just as I was talking about them Chiefs, look who just walked into the building.
Hold on, bro.
Look who done walked into the building. My boy
I gotta get in motion.
TZ.
I'm in motion. I have to still hop on.
Hey, you just in time, TZ, because let me tell you, I was just talking about Kansas City Chiefs. I'm doing who you got. We on the pick right now between the Indianapolis Colts and the Kansas City Chiefs. Hey, we're gonna let you jump in here. I done made a couple of my picks, but before I even let you talk about them picks, I'm glad you're here because I was just telling the people out in America about how yours truly, brother Noomsy, was the Lone Ranger picking them Denver Broncos against your Kansas City Chiefs. And boy, was I right. Go on and give Noomsy his credit and give me my props, TZ. Go on. No, you must do it.
You held it down on the Lone Ranger, so I give it to you. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? I did my thing. Y'all definitely do. Y'all definitely got to hold the L. And not only do y'all got to hold the L, y'all got the Colts coming to town next. And y'all know the Colts ain't no punk. The Colts can play. So let's first of all, TZ, let me get you caught up on our picks. Buffalo against Houston. Buffalo, Houston. Who you got?
I'm going with the Bills.
Okay. Yeah. So clean sweep. Clean sweep. Me and Pittsburgh Steelers at the Chicago Bears.
I'm gonna go Chicago.
Aaron Rodgers might not play. You know, Aaron Rodgers got the little wrist thing going on. So I picked the Bears based on that. Who you got?
I'm gonna go Bears too.
Clean sweep on the Bears.
I think they
New England
defense. I think they defense gonna be like on Aaron Rodgers, like an infested. You know what I'm saying? Infested demons coming at you, all on his body.
That's a good point. And it's gonna be cold. Chicago in November is cold. I know you done been to Chicago, I'm sure. You in Detroit, so I know you done been to Chicago, and Chicago in November is cold as hell. So Aaron Rodgers, yeah, you're gonna have a rough time, even if he does play. New England Patriots against Cincinnati Bengals. TZ, who you got?
I'm gonna have to go with Patriots. That Jamar Chase suspension is crazy, and that's big for them. Like,
That's
I don't know why he
huge.
got on that.
What was he thinking? Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all don't know, Jamar Chase got suspended because what did he do, TZ? Tell America what he did.
Man, my boy played it crazy. Like him and Ramsey, you know what I'm saying? They was getting into it, like talking trash back and forth. Okay, yeah, that's for the gang. And then Chase claimed he claimed he ain't spit on him, but
He
NFL
spit
got
in
it in
that man's
4K.
face. They showed
But
it in slow motion.
y'all
They
know
showed the
somebody
spit
if
come out
somebody
in
spitting,
slow
I feel
motion.
Ramsey on that too, because if somebody spit in your face, man, it's
Of,
on the float. That
that's the most
disrespect was crazy, yeah.
disrespectful. That's crazy.
So Chase,
And then he did it
I was
right in his
disappointed in
face.
Chase because
Go ahead.
Chase is one of the best receivers in the league, and I was disappointed like he got on there and kind of like, and he just lost crazy bag too.
You know why though? Because he's a YN. That's why Jamar
Man,
Chase is part of Gen Z, and that's
Chase
why
know better than that for real. I don't know why he did that.
y'all Gen Zers, man, y'all be throwing away that bag, yo. Y'all just, I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. So, all right, we both got New England. That's a clean sweep. All
Yeah.
right, New York Giants against your Detroit Lions.
I ain't gonna lie, they about to get that belt.
BTA
Giants, Giants, yeah, they don't want to see us right now.
belt to ass. Clean sweep for Detroit. I got the Lions too. Minnesota Vikings going to Lambeau Field in Green Bay.
I got Green Bay.
Clean sweep on that. I got Green Bay also. Seattle Seahawks going to the Tennessee Titans.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be ugly. I got the Seahawks.
I got the Seahawks. I said the same thing. America, didn't I just tell y'all? I say this game is probably going to be ugly. It ain't even going to be close. I got Seattle winning that game too. And now, this is the game that I picked the Colts to go in there and shock the world and beat the Kansas City Chiefs and hand Andy Reid his second consecutive loss. When was the last time y'all lost 2 games in a row, TZ? I don't remember y'all losing 2 games in a row in a while. Or did y'all lose 2 games in a row earlier this year? Or y'all just, I don't know if y'all ever did
No,
that. I don't
we ain't lost 2 in
remember
a
y'all
row.
losing
We lose. We'll lose one, then we win the next one. Then win the next 2. Then like lose one after we win like 2. No, we ain't lost back to back
I
yet.
got y'all losing this game.
That's the
So
wrong
I got,
side, buddy.
you said that last week too. And look what happened. Noomsy be knowing. Noomsy be knowing. But all right, so y'all mark TZ Dave down for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes,
Y'all mark
sir. You know,
Noomsy down for the Colts.
we never switch up over here. You hear me? We stay
Okay,
solid.
that's what I was
We
telling. See, that's what
we
I was
stay
saying,
locked in with
TZ.
our teams, man.
That's the problem, though, TZ. You
Nah,
don't pick with your mind. You always picking with your heart.
we
Just because
good.
that's your team don't mean you really think they're
Hey,
going to win every single game.
when the Chiefs back against the wall, I'm putting my money on my homes, man. We
And they backs
thrive.
against the wall.
The Chiefs thrive off pressure in games like this. This will get them going. This was about to turn us back into the Chiefs. We showed signs in our Raiders game when we won two after that, and got our offense back and got Rice back. But yeah, we about to get right now. This a big game
All
for us,
right.
and we will. You know what I'm saying? But step up.
Well, shout out to the refs and the Chiefs. So we're going to see.
We don't need no rush help unless it's real help.
We're going to see New York Jets against the Baltimore Ravens. I got the Baltimore Ravens easy. This probably going to be a blowout. I
Man,
got Baltimore.
Justin Fields is benched, I seen, so he won't be playing. But it's still over.
So you
Nigga,
think
Tyrod Taylor. I don't know if Garrett
so the
Wilson
Jets might
playing.
win, huh?
It's gonna be Tyrod Taylor and Brees Hall out there.
So you got Baltimore?
Baltimore easy. Then Henry might have 3 touchdowns.
That'll be crazy work. He get 3 touchdowns and like 300 rushing yards. That's probably gonna be wild. All right. Waste management game. Shout out to Q to Beat. the Cleveland Browns against the Las Vegas Raiders. TZ, who you got?
Mm. I'm gonna go Raiders.
You going Raiders? They at home, so that's
That's gonna be a tough environment for Shedeur. I mean, he gonna step up. It's gonna be a close, boring, like type of 13-10 type game. Well, Raiders got to bounce back. They could be in the game with the Browns off this game they just had with the
they,
Cowboys.
they can. I think both of their offenses are probably about the same level, but I think Cleveland got a much better defense than the Raiders. Cleveland's defense is still like
Mm-hmm.
top five, like top five defense. Their offense is just horrible. And I think Shedeur Sanders gets his first win. I think he gets his first win on the road at that. I'm going with Cleveland. And
I
the
ain't mad at
Raiders,
it.
yeah, I mean, and remember, he wanted to play. That's one of the teams that he said he would actually play for, and they passed up on him. Everybody passed up on him, but I think he's probably gonna go out there and show out a little bit. It'll be his second game. He have a little bit more experience, and if the offensive line just gives him any time at all, just any time to make good decisions, he's proven that he can make the right reads and get the ball down the field. So yeah, I got Cleveland on that. So y'all mark that down. TZ Dave is going with the Raiders, and Noomsi, I got the Cleveland Browns. Now, Jacksonville Jaguars on the road
Oh,
against
that's
Arizona
your new team.
Cardinals.
That's your team, right?
I'm going with Jacksonville. You know
Oh,
it. That's my shout out to Duval County. That's my new Jacksonville is now officially Noomsi's second team. That's my new team. Since TZ is allowed to have two teams, then Noomsi can have two teams too. The only difference is both of my teams are in the state of Florida. At least I keep it in the state. So I got the Jacksonville. I got Jacksonville to beat Arizona Cardinals. Who you got, TZ?
I got the Cardinals.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh, I think you just did that to spite me, but that's all right, TZ. That's all right. Okay, Arizona is TZ's pick, and Jacksonville is my pick. Now, Philly, Dallas Cowboys. Who you got? You know what? I'm gonna go Philly on the road. I'm going with Philly on the road to go into Dallas and put belt to ass. This might be a BTA game, even though it's a rivalry game. I think Philly is going to run it up on them boys. I got Philly.
Cowboys
Go ahead and
offense.
pick.
They didn't show. You know what I'm saying. They didn't show some light and energy, and they at home. But I'm gonna
So
go.
go on and pick them then. Pick the Cowboys then. I know
Hey,
that boy Pressure is over there. He would pressure. Will you be his best friend if you pick the Cowboys right now in this game against Philly, against the Super Bowl champions? Go ahead, pick them.
all right, I got the Cow Eagles.
The Cow Eagles.
Not be
Way to
down for
tap
the
dance on
Eagles,
that one.
man. I'm around the Eagles. Just because of
Yeah.
Saquon, man. He the only one I believe in on that team.
Yeah, the Cowboys defense, they gotten a little bit better, but not like stop Saquon Barkley better. Like they ain't, I
But
don't believe in them
Eagles
boys
got to
yet.
show they got to
So
get that running
nah,
game going. That's why instead of that pass, and I don't like they can't. Jalen Hurts is a little shaky. Get the running the ball. That's what got him far.
I agree. I agree. I agree. They got to get it together. I mean, the Eagles aren't that impressive, but I think they're good enough to beat the Cowboys. So we clean sweeping on the Eagles. Um, Here's a waste management game for that ass. The Atlanta Falcons against the New Orleans Saints. Good
Mm.
Lord. Do we even have to make a pick on this one? I think
Well, you see,
this game
you
is
see
about to
Atlanta.
be so
No
bad.
Drake London. You see Atlanta.
Nope.
Drake
Nope.
London out. Michael Penix is out. So that they about to have Kirk Cousins at backup. He back starting. But they ain't got no receivers. I mean, you got Kyle Pitts maybe and Bijan.
That's it.
Bijan gonna have to carry.
That's it. Yeah. And and the Saints are at home. And you know that dome, they play a little bit better in that dome, but Man, I think both of these teams are bad. The Falcons, they screaming at they trying to get their coach fired. I know a whole bunch of Falcon fans, and all of the Falcon fans that I know, they want their coach fired. So maybe, just maybe, if they lose to the Saints, this might be
they might get that deuces.
it might give him the deuces. But with that being said, man, I'm
gonna go Saints. I gotta see who their backup is, but I'm gonna go Saints.
I'm gonna go with the Saints too, but yeah, just because the Falcons look so bad, and I think the coach is on the verge of getting fired. I'm gonna go with this. I don't know if I picked. I think I picked the Saints one time this whole year, and this is my second time.
Yeah, me too, probably.
Clean sweep for the Saints. Tampa Bay against the LA Rams. Tampa
Is
Bay
this Sunday night game? I think it's Sunday night.
That's Sunday night. And it's in LA. So Tampa got to fly all the way across the country and play a night game at nighttime. LA. This one got LA Rams win all over it. I'm going with the Rams. I mean, I just don't see Tampa Bay. Look, they're a good team, but after what I seen from them last week and how they fell apart against Buffalo, and then they got to turn around and go all the way to LA at night on a West Coast game, I got the Rams. Who you got?
I'm gonna go Rams too. They offense out cold. Stafford playing like a top 2 MVP right now. Really got the most pass touchdowns, no interceptions. I mean, like Rams scary. Like, I ain't gonna lie, they scary. So Buccaneers gonna have to come play. But I'm going Rams.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with the Rams on that. Now, Monday Night Football. Monday night. Carolina Panthers against your San Francisco. I already see this being a clean sweep. I'm going with the 49ers on this one.
Did you see Purdy? Purdy came back and dropped 3 passing touchdowns. He threw 200 plus yards, man. First game back. See, they didn't rush him. And if they be patient, Mac Jones, shout out Mac Jones, he did come in, you know what I'm saying, show them boys, get them boys some little energy, some life, got the ball moving.
Hey.
But this is about to turn, having Purdy back is about to make Christian McCaffrey insane.
Hey,
he is about to go on a tear. I can just feel it, because when he got his main quarterback, he know where to get the ball at in the right spots, and when they run the ball, it's a big thing for them having his real quarterback hand the ball off. So the chemistry is back. 49ers. I got Niners. Easy.
Yeah. And to your point, Mac Jones did his thing, yo. I think Mac Jones just earned himself a paycheck and a position on another team. I think what he did was pretty much audition for his next team, because he played lights out for y'all. He was making the right reads, the right checks. Honestly, Purdy, the reason I think Purdy is coming back now is because he was scared that his job was in jeopardy, because Mac Jones was balling. So they was telling Purdy to take your time. Like the coach was like, yo, don't rush. We good. Take your time.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't rush, but it's the right time now. Yeah, Mac Jones got it's Purdy team, man. Sorry.
All I know is Purdy better come in there guns a blazing, because if he don't, there might be a quick hook and he like, Mac Jones, get back out there. But yeah, I got your boys to win this game. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are our picks. If y'all want to watch this on a rewatch, if y'all catch this, make sure y'all go ahead and take note to all the picks. Drop in the comments who y'all think are going to win. Go ahead, TZ.
I feel pretty confident on these picks.
I do too. We had a lot of clean sweeps. Pretty much all of them. We got a couple of them that we split, but for the most part, it was clean sweeps all around the world. So that was pretty dope. Now that we've gotten that out the way, also again, shout out to my man Q the Beat, who couldn't be here today. Q, You still in the building. We're going to catch Q on the next episode. So shout out to Q to beat. But now, yeah, it's time for the history player. It's time for our history player of the week. Now, this week's history
I bet it's somebody from football.
You thought. Is that what you want? You want a football history player? I could switch it. I got a basketball one, but if you want football, I could give you a football.
Whatever one. Go football.
All right. So football it is. So since we're going football, this week's history player of the week is brought to you by yours truly, brother Numsi, and my co-host TZ Dave and the Sports Time Zone. This week's history player of the week is none other than look, I'm not a New York Giants fan, but this is one of my favorite wide receivers in the history of football. I just liked his game. I liked his size. I liked his running ability, his catch radius. He was able to catch one-handed balls, two-handed. He could do it all on the field. I'm talking about none other than Super Bowl champion Plexico Burress. TZ, you remember Plexico? You know anything about Plexico Burress? Well, you probably don't.
Who?
Plexico Burress, ladies and gentlemen. He was a New York Giants wide receiver. Now, he was famously known for being in the New York nightclub, and he had a pistol on him, and he accidentally shot himself in the club. So shout out to that. But no, he was great. Like, he could do it all. He had speed, he had size, he could run you over, he had hands, and he was intimidating. He was like a physical specimen wide receiver. He was kind of like, I wouldn't say Megatron, but he kind of had that same type of demeanor where he would catch the ball and he would look to inflict pain on you. He was trying to look for contact. Not too many wide receivers out there like that. Who from this generation, who from your era, TZ, would you say is a physical wide receiver? Like a wide receiver that's physical, that looks for contact, that looks to hit. I can't really think of none from your era right now that I can think of that do that. Who would you say is the most physical wide receiver that you can think of from this generation?
I mean, overall, maybe still AJ Brown.
I gotta go with you on that. I gotta agree with you on that. AJ Brown probably is the most physical wide receiver overall, and he's not extremely physical, but for this era, that's what he is. But Plexico was like AJ Brown times 3. Like, he would look to inflict pain. He would stiff arm. He would get in there and lower his shoulder whenever he catch, and he was running and the DB was coming. He tried to.
And you can go DK Metcalf too. DK is
DK Metcalf. You DK Metcalf. Okay, yeah, you're right. That actually honestly is probably the guy. That's probably the guy that you probably would compare Plexico Burress to in this day and age is a DK Metcalf. So shout out to my New York Giants fans out there. Your team got some promise. Y'all got some hope. And this week's history player of the week is Plexico Burress, ladies and gentlemen. So if y'all never seen Plexico Burress, then y'all make sure y'all look him up, go on YouTube and find, just check him out. And you'll see what I'm talking about. But now that we've gotten through that of the week now, we've come to the final segment, and there's some games on I need to get to. So me and TZ gonna do our little quick 2-minute turn up. My 2-minute turn up, I'm gonna start this thing off, and I'm just gonna say this. I made a little TikTok. I know a lot of y'all seen the TikTok video that I made over the weekend. A lot of y'all saw the reels that I put up on the social media page. But that police officer at the Texas A&M game who put hands on a player, he bumped the player in the tunnel after the touchdown. That's exactly why people think Texas is a racist state. That's exactly why Texas has the reputation that it has. That's exactly why people say what they say and why people feel like racism still hasn't gone anywhere. Because not only did this police officer nudge and bump this kid, this is a kid, by the way, let's make no mistakes about it. College students, they're legally adults, but they still kids. And for this police officer to just bump my man like that, for no reason, just because he scored a touchdown and he was in the tunnel celebrating with his teammate, and then this cop just comes, walks through, basically bumps him, points all in his face. I don't even know what he said, but I'm quite sure boy was one of those words. I'm quite sure he called him a boy. I'm quite sure he said all kind of disrespectful things or whatever, but the state of Texas, y'all got to hold that L. Yes, shout out to Elena Parker in the comments. That was so unnecessary. I would show the video right now, but I ain't even going to do that. But I just wanted to get that off. That was unnecessary. Texas, y'all got to hold that L. The police officer, the only punishment they gave him was they sent him home for the day. They sent him home for the day. No kind of suspension, no you fired, no none of that. But if it was a black cop who did it to a white athlete, I'm quite sure the circumstances would have been a little different. That's all I'm going to say, because I don't even want to spend too much time talking about racist cops in Texas, because I can't stand y'all. Anyway, that's all I got for my 2-minute turn up. Go ahead, TZ Dave, your 2 minutes. Talk about what you want.
Shout out Detroit. What up, though? Them Pistons.
What up, though?
The Pistons boys about to win 11 in a row. We on the way to 11 in a row. My Ohio State still undefeated. So shout out to them boys, man. They clicking, man. They looking real scary, man. Y'all boys better watch out, man.
Yeah.
So all I got, y'all be safe. Hit that like, share, subscribe button. You hear me? And follow us on Instagram, SportsTime_zone. Yes, sir.
Yeah, y'all heard him. Hit that like, share, subscribe. SportsTime_zone. Hey, TZ, shout out to your Pistons. Your Pistons look real good, man. I ain't even gonna lie. I love to see it. Cade Cunningham, Cade is balling. Y'all team look real good. Them Pistons, y'all watch out. Honestly, I think y'all should have beat the Knicks last year in the playoffs, but the year that y'all could beat them. I think y'all beat them in the playoffs if y'all face them this year. So we're going to see what happens. What up, though, to all my people in Detroit? Those of y'all who just joining in, I'll tap in on the rewatch on YouTube. Y'all can go back and watch the whole episode. This was a dope episode. We also want to send a special shout out to my man Diesel Greasel. Yo, my man Diesel's comedy tour is on fire right now. He's all over the place. I had a chance to see him perform. He's looking good out there. Yo, Diesel, you keep doing your thing, and we're going to keep supporting you.
Shout out
yeah.
Diesel. What up, though? My man.
What up, though? That's your Detroit brother. That's your fellow Detroit brother. So shout out to Diesel. Matter of fact, we're going to close this thing out with one of Diesel's tracks. This one, y'all can catch this one on Spot. This one is called Chicken Wings and Gold Chains. This is the Sports Time Zone. Yours truly, brother Anumsi, my co-host TZ Dave, and we are.
Listen. Chicken wings and gold chains. That's all I need. Chicken wings and gold chains. I love shining days. Chicken wings and gold chains. That's all I need. Chicken wings and gold chains. Yeah, walked in the spot, 10-piece on my plate. Neck froze up, but the grease can't wait. Hot sauce drip like the ice on my wrist. Butter roll flex with a chain and a twist. She said, boy, you smell like lemon pepper dreams. I said, girl, that's success mixed with fried chicken schemes. They ask what I value, I ain't gotta explain. It's a bucket full of wings and a solid gold chain. Chicken wings and gold chain. That's all I need. Yeah, chicken wings and gold chain. Fried love. Chicken wings and gold chain. Drip, 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 sauce. That's all I need. Chicken wings and gold chain. Fried love. Wallet looks slim, but my appetite fat. Spent my last dime on a 2-piece pack. Yeah. Came out the store with a neck on freeze and a box of fried chicken. Yeah, life's a tease. Gold teeth flash while I chew on the lid. Flexing on the ground with some crumbs on my bed. Priorities twisted, but I can't complain. Long as I got wings and a solid gold chain. That's all I need. Man. Forget stocks. All I need. crypto. You ever had 6 wings?